Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discuss about exception hierarchy. Okay, so in the previous video, we have discussed about exception hierarchy, and in that we saw the throwable is the base class for all the exceptions. Okay, now we're going to see really the throwable is the base class for all the exception class, or where these classes are available, how to visualize these classes to understand it in a better way. All those things we're going to discuss in this video. Fine. So before we get into this video, if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the previous videos. Now, let's we get into this video. So for that, I'm going to create a class called exception hierarchy test. Now, we have successfully created a class. So just to understand about the exception hierarchy, I'm going to write one small program over here. You don't need to worry if you are not able to understand about this. Anyway, we're going to discuss everything in the upcoming videos. So I'm going to take a equal to 10 and b equal to 0 and then c equal to 0. This is how I'm taking three variables. Okay, and then as discussed earlier, so this is the place where we can expect a exception. Okay, because we are dividing a 10 by 0 in the line of 10, so this will raise the exception. So we need to cover this line with try catch. Okay, so for that in Eclipse, just select this line and then right click. Then you will find an option called surround with. Okay, then there is an option called try catch block. Just click on it. Automatically the IDE will give you the try catch block. Fine. So we haven't discussed anything about try catch, all those things. Okay, just we discussed about these keywords and we saw one small example in the theory class, like how to use this to catch the exception. So that's all we discussed. But for now, you don't need to worry anything about this because our main concentration is we're going to discuss about the hierarchy of the exceptions. Okay, just I'm gonna run this program to see the output. Okay, see here I'm getting an exception called arithmetic exception. Now we have understood it, like when we execute the line number 11, we are getting the exception called arithmetic exception. So instead of catching the exception, I'm going to catch arithmetic exception over here. Just a recap about the exception hierarchy. So the exception hierarchy will have the base class as throwable. Then the throwable will be have a subclass called exception. Then the exception will have a subclass called runtime exception. And then the runtime exception will have a subclass called arithmetic exception, and then null pointer, array index, out of bound exceptions. All those things will come under runtime exceptions. This is what we have discussed. Okay. Now we're going to see really we have a class called arithmetic exception or runtime exception or exception. If so, then where these classes are available, that's what we're going to discuss. Okay, for that what I'm going to do, I'm going to press Control and then I'm going to click on the open declaration here. Now we are in the arithmetic exception class. Okay, and where these classes are available, that we have to understand it, right? So these classes are coming from the package called java.lang. Okay, so where this java.language package is available. Okay, these packages are available in the Java base code. How to see the base code? That's the question we have, right? So here in Eclipse IDE, we have an option to link the editor. So if you click on this double arrow, okay, see automatically it will take you to that place. Okay, so here the Java base having the package called java.lang and the java.lang having the class called arithmetic exception, array index, out of bound exceptions, and the class not found exception. So if you go down, you can see the null pointer exception, and we have a error class. So everything which is related to exception is available in the java.lang package. Okay, now we are in the arithmetic exception, and this arithmetic exception is extending the class called runtime exception. Okay, now what I'm going to do, again I'm going to press on Control and I'm opening the declaration for runtime exception. Okay, fine. Now where we are in the runtime exception class. Okay, Now if you see, this runtime exception class is extending the exception. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to open the exception class. See, this exception class again extending the class called throwable. Okay, fine. I'm opening the throwable. Then in the throwable there is no extends keyword with the class. So that means this is the base class for all the exceptions. So now it's proven that throwable is the base class for all the exception classes. Okay, fine. The arithmetic exception is the exception which have handled. Okay, this is that class. Then this arithmetic exception is extending the class called runtime exception. Then this runtime exception is extending the class called exception. Then this exception is extending the class called throwable. Okay, so the hierarchy will be throwable. Okay, then exception. Okay, and then errors, right? Then this exception again classified into two type. One is runtime and another one is compile time, or we can say checked exception and unchecked exception. Okay, so this runtime will have the exceptions like arithmetic or array index out of bounds exception or null pointer exceptions. Okay, so all those things will fall under runtime exceptions. Now we have proven that all these things are exactly same whatever we have discussed in the previous video. Now you have some good idea about exception hierarchy. Fine. So to discuss about the error, I'm going to take this class called stack overflow error. Okay, because this is the one type of error. Fine. This stack overflow error is extending the class called virtual machine error. Now I'm going into the class called virtual machine error. Now this virtual machine error is extending the class called error. Okay, as per our expectation, this error class should extend the class called throwable, right? Let's we see really it's extending throwable or not. Now I'm going to this error and see this error class is extending the class called throwable. Then the throwable is the base class. It's proven that whatever we have discussed about the error is also correct. Anyway, in the upcoming videos, we're going to discuss all those things in a very detailed way, how to utilize or how to use these exceptions in our real-time examples. Still, if you guys have any doubt in this, please feel free to put your comments in the comment section so that we will have a look and we will revert back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.